London Hot Radio.
Good afternoon. Just lick my elbow, you know. Good afternoon, people. You know, sends chills right through you, innit, when you hit your
Yeah, I
elbow.
know. The funny
Thank
bones.
goodness it wasn't a big hit, but anyway, it was a hit. Yeah. Big up yourself, DJ Sin. Big up yourself.
London Hot Radio.
Oh gosh, people. Good afternoon. I'm Lady J, live on London Hot Radio, and we've got Al Mac here again. Yeah.
Yes. I'm here again.
You're here again.
Yeah.
On my show again, because we had a lovely chat last time, didn't we?
Yeah, we did
Really
actually.
lovely
We did
chat,
have a
yeah.
lovely talk here. It was last week, the week before.
Yeah, the week before.
The week
yeah.
before last week. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, but like you said, here I'm again. Yeah, I'm here again, and.
Yeah.
But how are you, Lady J? And
I'm okay,
how are
you
things?
know. I'm
Yes.
feeling quite relaxed.
Yes,
Yeah.
you enjoying your holiday and everything.
Oh,
So,
goodness.
6
I'm
week of it, isn't
really
it?
enjoying it.
Yes.
I think we've got about 4 weeks or so left, 3.5, something like that.
Wow.
It goes
Wow,
so
yeah.
quick.
Yeah, I know.
That's the thing. It
I know.
goes so quick, and a lot of the kids they've gone away. You know. So
Yeah,
I remember like back in the day, 6 weeks holiday, kids are running up and down the estate and up and down the streets, and hardly seeing that.
Well, everything has changed now, Lady J, because people got their children well protected
Yeah.
from the evil what is actually taking place in this world today.
Mhm.
So, they're watching their children more closely, if you like.
Yeah, definitely.
They have to, because
Yeah, and then plus you've still got like kids that don't really want to go out.
well,
I was going yesterday. I was going into Croydon, and there was this little boy sitting on the wall, and I was thinking he's sitting there playing with playing on his phone,
yeah.
and he's on his own on this street. So I assume he lives somewhere in one of them houses, but it just looks so strange.
Well, it's a bit dangerous for him
Yeah.
because you see, at that age, you don't know the danger,
Mhm.
what can take place in no time.
Yeah.
Someone could just pass by and grab him, and
Well, this is
Off-
it.
off-
So
off
me
they go,
now, the person
so-
I am, I said, where? How comes you're out here on your? I said, where's your mum? Where do you live? Come and make sure my talk loud enough, because it's like even to talk to kids nowadays, because we teach them not to speak to strangers, and so I'm a stranger to him. So but my talk loud enough so that if it
other
is
people could hear
so
you.
other people can hear. I said, how come you're sitting out here on your own? And he says, oh, he's just playing. I'm just playing on my. I said, where's your mum? Where do you live? And he says, oh, just up there. So I said, up where? Because where he's sitting here, and he's pointing that way.
Mm.
So what he's done, he's like a few doors away from where he lives.
All right,
So I
okay.
says, right, the best thing for you to do is go back and sit outside your house.
That's the best thing to do.
So he said, oh, but I
Yeah.
like sitting here because I haven't got where he was sitting. There's a wall there. And he says, but I like sitting here because outside my house we haven't got this wall. I said, you're going to be safer up there. By then I saw like a lady come out, and I goes, is it yours? So she said, what are you doing down there?
Exactly.
Because he's so far away and he's doing his own thing. And I think it's one of them things where as well that the child wants to be independent as well. And some of them, because he looked about 6, 7.
That's
Do
a
you
bit
know what I
young,
mean?
isn't it? It's a bit young. He shouldn't be out there by
You know what I
himself.
mean? I'm thinking, wow,
So
wow,
yeah,
you
but
know?
but even that age, you hardly can talk to those youngsters today
Well,
because they have a lot to say.
well, I mean, he
uh,
was polite because, as we know, there are
yeah,
some
but-
polite kids out
yeah.
there, and then you've got some naughty ones. Further up the road, we got like a park, and there was this little boy. There was two little boys in the park, and one little girl, and this other boy is really, really going at it with this other little one. He looked about 14, the bigger one, and this other one looked about maybe 11, 11, 12. And he's cussing him, telling him about his mum.
Oh,
Oh, your mum this and that. And
It's bully type
So
thing.
I said, I said, what's going on here? There I go again, you know what I mean? Because I can't, I'm one of those people that will intervene. If I see somebody getting hurt on the road, I'm one of those people that will, you know, intervene, even though nowadays it's very difficult also to
Yeah, you
intervene.
got to be very careful.
So you have to pick your moments when to intervene, you know?
Yeah.
So he's in the park and he's cussing the little one, telling him about his mum and some. I'm not even going to repeat the things that this young man was saying, you know. And I had to intervene, and I said, I said, no, don't cuss his mum like that. Come on, what you doing? Oh, we're playing. I said, no. I said, don't worry. I'm a teacher. That's why I'm talking to you like this, and I hear it all the time. Oh, we're just playing. We're just playing. That playing always turns into a fight.
Always,
You know,
always.
always.
Because words can hurt.
Right?
And
And he's saying he's playing, but that's what he's saying. But the other little boy, he wasn't playing. He started getting angry. And I said, but he don't look like he's playing. He goes, yeah, I'm playing. But obviously, you know, it's the little code thing, innit? You know, they don't want to be seen as snitch.
As a bully type, yeah.
You know,
but,
he don't want to
yeah.
make it. But me done see it already because me work with them, and at the end of the day, me know picnic steer. So I said, no, it will all end in tears if you're gonna. That ain't playing, because I say all the time to the kids at school, stop it. No play fight. We don't agree with play fighting, and we don't agree with verbal abuse and name calling and things like that.
Yeah,
we
well,
don't agree with it.
Yeah, well, at the same time, Lady J, you have to be very careful who you get involved with.
Oh,
when I
yeah,
said-
yeah,
Because,
of course.
you know, it's a possibility.
That's why I say you have to pick your moments.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you have to. You know, my antennas are always up.
Yeah,
so
but,
I mean, obviously, I have to say something because he's bullying that little boy,
Yeah,
and
probably
I'm not gonna sort of
pass by.
pass by and then
Don't say
because
anything
you see
at
them
all.
have a thing here
So-
named safeguarding. You know, safeguarding
Mm.
is everybody's responsibility, and that's one thing that people have to keep in mind when it comes to young people and kids. Safeguarding is one thing that's at the top of the list. You know, safeguarding. So I'm intervening because he's being bullied by that bigger boy, and the bigger boy is showing off because there's a girl there as well. This little one, this one's going at it with him, you know, the verbal abuse was just terrible. Anyway, the little one now, even though they're saying, oh, I'm playing, and he's still going. I said, stop. You need to stop now. I said, where you live? Him said, that one said, oh, he lives over in Fulton Even. I said, where do you live? He said, oh, he lives around the corner. I said, wait, I asked the little girl where she lives. She said she lives around the corner. I said, all right then. So if you're all coming from different areas, you're coming here to play, so try and get on with everybody, because this is the thing. Some kids don't want to go in another area because of the postcode wars. So it's good if one can come, he's coming from Thornton Heath into an area where that other little boy resides anyway. So you're coming into another area. So them things are tricky because, you know, with the roadman them, it's like you're coming into my area and you want to come and diss me. That little one was getting really, really irated, and he goes, I'm going to go and get my things. And I'm like, wow, you know. And I said, all right, I want to stop now, because you see, you're saying you're playing, he's saying it's playing. I know, you know, I know that it's not playing. You're not playing because it look what it's turning into now. And the little one just ran up into him and just runs on, just buck him in his belly, became shorter than him as well. And he sort of buck him in his belly and started punching him. I said, come on, I want to stop it now. Anyway, they did, you know, eventually stop. And, you know, but that's how easy, you know, how easy it is. And then you get some kids who can't go into another area and they're literally going there to do whatever they're doing. Maybe meet friends, meet family, whatever. But it's like, that little one now could take it upon himself and say, right, I'm going to come into your area and diss you, because it's like he's come from another area and he's dissing him in front of the little girl that also lives in the area. So the girl and the little boy and the girl live in the same area, and the other one that's come into the area is dissing the other little one that lives in that area.
You see, the thing about it, Lady J, you see those little chaps. If one did actually have, say, a weapon on him, and he's getting irritated, and all the rest of it, all the rest of the guys, they, mouthpiece and all the rest of it, I guarantee he would use that, and that is why knife crime come in,
Oh,
because
yeah,
by
yeah.
doing that, obviously, using knife is going to hurt someone. So it's a good job that they did not have, a weapon on them, because they call it defense, but
self-defense in it. We can only hope,
yeah,
because,
yeah,
I
but
mean, I was going about my business, so I, sort of managed to calm them down. And the little girl, she was crying, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't expect them to go this far," And
yeah,
I said,
but
"Well, this is what I'm talking about. You're saying you're playing, but this is not playing."
yeah, what I'm saying that all these knife crimes, what we used to hear about, happening all over the country. If you notice, or if you take any time to realize that we are not hearing anything serious, take place. Maybe it's going on, but we don't hear about it. But usually, knife crime is always get reported. But nowadays, everything seems to calm down a bit, and probably all these gangs, they realize that they will not get away with what they do.
Yeah.
So obviously, I think to me, I think it's a good thing. No news. That's it. So we have to be very careful. We have to be very careful there. Approaching these youngsters these days, especially if they're grown youngsters, like 12, 13 years old, and you find that 2 or 3 or 4 of them together, you cannot find yourself in the midst of them and trying to calm things down.
No. Well, you stay from a distance, you see. You wouldn't go into it, You have to stay from a distance, because I was quite a distance. They were like way down there and Hill Vallassa,
Yeah.
But it was only, other than that, there's houses and it's a playground.
Yeah, and people around as well.
Sorry, Mac, just do a few shout outs.
Yes,
Mike
okay.
Bombay, Hott Radio Peters. Travel Hott Radio, DJ Smooth, New Balance Studios, Starboy Wizzy, Bombay Hip Hop, Bombay Hott Radio. Lord, and a big up on herself. The family is here. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you stay from a distance. You can't really go into the midst of it, and
No,
only a psychopath would want to do that.
No.
But you as an adult and the safeguarding and working in education, and I know that safeguarding is a high level, and if I can see 2 kids arguing, I could never stop. I could never just walk past and leave it. I have to put some of my little skills that I've been taught into it to kind of diffuse the situation.
As long as you don't put yourself in danger, then obviously, I wouldn't say you have a right, but you don't like to see the 2 children, if you like, having a go at each other.
I will try and diffuse the situation.
Exactly,
course,
try to diffuse it. And like you said, from a distance.
Because I could walk off.
So,
I could see them arguing like that and just walk off.
And then something happens.
Something happens, and I'll be looking back in hindsight and saying, "Oh my God, if only."
Yeah.
I like to know that, all right, I've done my little bit, even if, because I had said what I had to say, and by the time they finish scuffling and they manage to calm themselves down, and then say, all right, I'm going to be able myself now. Come, go on home if anything. Go on home, go and have something to eat, and then relax on herself,
But yes, Lady J, but I was saying that, again, I said, most of these youngsters, I think they realize that what they do is not right. And like I said, sometimes I get on the buses and all the rest of it. And I come up against, school children who come from school and all that. And first time they used to shout and carry on. And you always find a leader. And the leader always seems to show up themselves. And they speak higher than anyone else. Yeah, but nowadays, I get on the buses, and children come along, coming from school, and they are quiet.
Yeah.
They are very
And do
quiet.
you know the reason why?
So
In schools, back in our days, back in my days when I was at school, we never really, kids used to go on brawling and whatever. But now there's a thing called bringing the school into disrepute. So if a child is on the bus making up noise and carrying on a certain way, the passengers on the bus, even the driver, can contact that school because they can see what uniform it is. They contact the school.
yes,
They will say, this is what's going on. This is what the students had your uniform on. This is what they were doing on the bus. Now, on top of that, it's an exclusion. So the kids don't want to be excluded.
no,
So therefore, you're still gonna get the odd one and two.
Oh,
big
yes,
mouth
yes.
one
Oh,
that's
yes.
still gonna,
always
try.
there, always there.
But it brings the school into disrepute because what you're carrying on like that. What kind of example are you setting for our school? So the kids are taught that nowadays. That's something that we drum into them. If you're misbehaving on the bus, you're running the risk of the school, and you're also running the risk of yourself being excluded from the school.
Yeah, well, in that case, the schools they are doing perfectly well because at least the children they behave themselves, because even me, first time I used to get, like I said, get on the bus again. The children they used to make a lot of noise and shout and swear, and I know once I sort of confronted a couple of them because they were sitting right behind me. And they were making a lot of noise and carrying on, and just turned around and said, look, you are not the only one on this bus. I said, why do you carry on the way you do? What I'm asking you to do is sit down. If you're going to talk quietly. Stop shouting, stop swearing. It don't suit you. And funny enough, they will sit down, they mumble to themselves. But at the same time, I don't hear anything coming from them all my journey on the bus. They were very quiet then, but
because they don't know if you're going to report them,
Exactly,
They don't know if you're going to contact the school.
Exactly.
Because that's what a lot of commuters do. They'll see them misbehaving and they contact the school.
But ladies, I must say, they're very respectful because, if you talk to them in a very proper way, they'll talk to you. At first, they're a little bit nervous, but as soon as you start talking to them and say the right things, they stand up and they'll talk to you. Yeah? But I would say that even that is a very dangerous thing to do because they can talk to me because I won't do anything to them. If anything, I'll encourage them and say the right things. But it's not everyone out there going to do what I do. They confront those children. They're very nice and speaking nice words to the children. And next thing you know, they do something different.
Is it.
I'm not.
You just have to, as I said, safeguarding is everybody's responsibility, and I suppose it has to be one of those things where if you see something happening with kids and you're a distance away and you're able to sort of
intervene.
Do your bit from a distance, then but if not, then you it's just figuring out how to manage that situation. Because so many kids, you see them having getting into scraps on the street and getting hurt, and it's difficult, and like when people say, we watch the fight, and then what they're doing nowadays is they're filming everything.
Exactly, and that is
no one's calling an ambulance,
right? And that
they're too busy filming this fight,
And that is one of the main things why these youngsters they calm down a bit because everyone has got a camera, you might say, and everything goes on camera, and camera don't lie. Anything happens,
and
that's
a lot
it.
of them don't wanna, they don't want to be on the social media.
No, they don't. They
get
don't.
out there. So they're kind of, because every little thing, you know, every little mistake that they might make, and they get snapped
Yeah, yeah,
by that camera, or if they do a video, that's it. You know, their reputation's ruined. You know, if it's a bad.
yeah. Well, even the police. I mean, you know, first time they used to rough people up and everything. They never used to get caught. But now,
Now they have to wear the body cams.
they wear body cams,
Yeah.
and don't forget they can switch it off as well
Oh,
and
yeah, of
do
course they
things
can.
what they're
Yeah,
not
they
supposed
can,
to do.
yeah.
But you see, if they do that, there's always someone there with a camera.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And,
yeah. That's why it's not even worth them switching it off, because
Exactly.
the time lapse and everything.
Yeah, and
they'll get found out, because technology nowadays, they'll get
it's
found
everywhere.
out. It won't
It's
take,
everywhere.
and it won't take too long for them to get caught.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They were, you know, why did you turn your body cam off? You know.
Exactly.
And now this man's, you know, no longer with us. You know,
Yeah.
what happened in that?
Yeah.
What is he gonna say? And then someone else has got a camera, so he knows to himself that, right, other people, even if he turns off his body cam, somebody else is gonna film it. So keep your body cam on.
Yeah, and nowadays they are very reluctant to approach you. I'm not saying if you do things wrong, then obviously you can look out for the police to come and either talk to you, arrest you, or something like that. But if you are more or less a ordinary citizen, and you see a policeman out there, it don't bother you. And nowadays you hardly see policemen anywhere, to be honest with you.
Yeah, not like before.
Not like before you hardly see.
Yeah,
The only way you
Bill.
see them,
On the
less
beat.
the crime committed, you know. But they always sort of keep on the background all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And like, as for me, I don't like talking to a policeman anyway. I'm not saying that I'm a crook or anything like that. but you know, I have been in this country quite a long time, and if I can recall, it's about 2 or 3 times I speak to police over the years. And the reason why I speak to the police, well, in fact, they speak to me, you know, they used to have cameras, and they stand by the roadside, and they watch you speeding or whatever. Now, I've been caught twice, and that speeding thing, you know. And another time, it was by the traffic lights. In fact, there was so much, about 3 or 4 cars in front of me. Now the light changed to blue. Those
Blue.
4, yeah, green. Sorry, those.
So the police were
green.
after you then?
No, green.
With their blue lights.
The green lights changes. So those 4 cars in front of me, they gone, right? And the amber just came on, but I go over the amber.
Oh,
And the thing about it that on the other side, police were standing there, and they stopped me. They said, "Well, you break the traffic lights." I said, "Well, I didn't, because that was amber." They said, "It doesn't matter." You know, and that was some years ago. And they gave me a warning then. And then they charged me £14. I had to pay £14. You know, £14, you're talking in the 80s, 70s. Yeah, but 3 times I actually talked to the police, and that was it. I tell you what, if I actually walking in the street first time and see a policeman coming up on this side, I would cross the road and walk over the other side. Anyway, I wouldn't want to know at all, you know.
Oh, God.
And again, around my area, not my street, over the other side on the other street, there's some breaking goes on. And the police were going around, and they were knocking on doors. And to see if
anybody saw anything.
exactly.
Or heard anything.
So they knock on my door, and when I opened it, I said, "Well, excuse me." I said, "What do you want?" They said, "Well, there was a break-in on the other side of the street. We were wondering if you actually see anything." Well, I said, "No, I don't see anything. I mean, I'm living here. It's over there. The crime happened. What can I see?" I just turn around and walk away again.
Why?
I wasn't annoyed, but I was very uptight, to be honest with you. Be come knocking on my door and asking questions, you know. But anyhow, it's nice when you don't really get in trouble with police because you got nothing to worry about.
Exactly.
And you go freely, go around the place freely. The only thing about it now, the limit on the road, every road is 20 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And you have to watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even on the main road, it's 20 miles an hour. And you can cause an accident that way. Because some people, they don't really, they ignore that 20 miles an hour.
20 miles an
and they go
hour limit.
much over it. And if you obeying the law, going 20 miles, they start beeping you and everything. You know, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, they want you to go faster.
Yeah.
Now, if that happens and police are around, what's going to happen? What is going to happen? You see, so you got to be very careful. You are very careful in this country today. And again, I heard something about facial recognition. Have you heard about that?
In the shops, in the supermarkets.
Well,
Where they're going to do this. They've got this. Have you heard about it, Sin? They've got this new system where it pops up where they're looking at you doing your shopping.
Yes.
And all these little words are coming up on the top of your head. On the top of your head.
Yes.
But you can't see it, but they can see it.
They can see it. They can see it.
And it's saying, this man white Caucasian. He looks a bit worried. And it's literally got words saying. Describing.
Yeah.
How do they know what mood you could be thinking? Where's the cabbage, man? You know what I mean? Or you could be thinking, where's the tomatoes? Where are they? But it's like they're gonna read people wrong.
Well, I tell you, to me, that's invading public privacy. Because when your face starts showing up and police cameras, because surely they're going to go around with vans with all these face cameras and things can recognize people. Now they claim that they're trying to weed out the criminals and the wrongdoers and all the rest of it. But as for you and myself,
some innocent people are going to
get caught up in it, because everything just change and this face recognition, which I don't really go for it, to be honest with you, because to me it's quite a worry, because say for instance, like you mentioned, supermarket, you go in the supermarket and you might make a mistake and put something here, something there, and before you know it, police after you as well. You did this and you did that, so we have to be very careful these days, because technology is everywhere, and Big Brother is watching all of us each and every day, every minute of the day of our lives. So we have to be on the lookout, and as long as you law-abiding citizen, I say you got nothing to worry about, to be honest with you.
As long as you're doing what you need to be doing.
Exactly. You got nothing to worry about.
Because I think the worry will be is when people start thinking, oh my God, they're going to be watching me.
Yeah, the wrongdoers.
And they start getting it. I think even people that are not wrongdoers will start getting a little paranoid. What about the people that have got mental health? How's that going to affect them? Knowing that, because this was on the news that they showed this. I didn't get the full story. But, people are watching. How is it going to affect people that's got schizophrenia, psychosis, mental health issues? They're going to be paranoid, going into a shop and it's got above your head. So they're in the control tower, for example, and they're looking at all the customers that are in the shop. And all these little words are coming up over their head so they can see it on screen. So they're seeing, what this person is: white, Caucasian, looking a bit angry, black, female, and it's got all but they've literally written. Listen, I thought, what is this?
Yeah, well,
the New World Order.
Well, it is in a way, and you talk about the New World Order. That means controlling. Because as it is now, It's a lot of controlling is going on.
Do you know?
But-
Do you know something as well? A lot of people are just doing their shopping at home. They're hardly going out. Only if they want to go
I
and
know.
maybe
Yeah.
pick up. Sometimes even to just pick up fruits and stuff like that.
Yes, yes,
Vegetables.
yes,
But
yes.
other than that, a lot of people are just doing shopping online. I know somebody that hasn't been out of their house for 2 years.
Yes, my.
Because they constantly do all their shopping online. Everything they literally get online. They'll only pop to the
Shop for
grocery shop
occasional
and
things.
occasionally, and
Yeah, yeah.
get fruit and veg.
Well, my daughter actually do that as well.
Mhm.
She shop online,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
even Smithfield,
Yeah.
she have stuff from there, like fruits and all the rest of it, and she have
Yeah.
it delivered at home.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that the last time she did that, don't forget when you go to those places, all the foods they're in bulk,
They're in bulk. Yeah.
and you have to buy the
yeah.
bulk. So what she did is she buy bulk things, some of them almost
them-
go rotten and harsh,
Yeah,
because
that's why people go
Yeah,
out and get their
yeah.
fruit and veg
We
because you
cannot
just
eat
can't chance it.
we can't heat them, that much.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
eventually, and the freezer, you put some in the freezer or whatever, and put some in the fridge. But how long can you keep those things? So I said to her, well, look, it's nice of you to do that. And we had plenty of stuff for a few weeks and things like that. But, majority of the stuff is, they rot. They rot.
Yeah,
And we have to
yeah,
throw them
you can't-
away.
yeah.
So that's throwing money away. So the best thing to do, we do local shopping if you need to, because what she does, like I said, Lady J, is do shopping online and they deliver shopping at home. So to me, that's better.
Yeah.
And she only pick out what she really need for that month or whatever, and that can serve us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, because my
And-
friend only goes just to get fruit and veg, but other
Yeah,
than that,
yeah,
everything
yeah,
else
yeah.
is
yeah.
online. Even make me laugh, because even some of the times, because she's ordering like yam and banana and all them something there, but what she'll do is like order enough. So literally, she's literally doing like shopping like every 2 weeks or so, because like she's literally eating those foods. but
Yeah, yeah.
And then she'll always go and get her fruit and veg
Yeah.
out. She'll go and take that little walk. But other than that, she won't be going to Iceland or Sainsbury's or
yeah,
Tesco's
yeah.
for like, like produce.
Yeah.
But other than that, like boxes and,
Exactly.
example, soup or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
All that she gets online, but it's just the fruit and veg. She goes and picks and
Yeah.
gets
Yeah.
her fruit and veg.
And you
And
notice.
she does that. She'll do that weekly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know that,
She's
Lady
a
J, everything is so expensive now. Because where I say that, I mean, Friday I went to the Tooting Broadway, and I fancy, hockey and saltfish. So I went into this local guy in the market, and I said,
Ackee.
yes, it's very expensive. So he said, well, we don't stock that anymore because it's too expensive. It's no good buying that for so much and then put it on the shelf and then you don't sell any. So he said he don't stock it anymore. So the guy is in Tooting Market, the black guy. It's a Jamaican guy.
Yeah.
And he don't do that anymore. And even an Indian guy down in Mitcham there, he's do this same set out of things. He don't do that anymore
Wow.
because it's nearly £8. Nearly £8 for a tin of ackee. Yeah, and even in saltfish, they cut down on the amount of saltfish you could get. You used to have good bits in a packet of saltfish,
yeah.
but now they only got 3 little bits in there.
Well,
So
in Croydon, they're still doing the really fat, the original, is it island
pack,
something?
yeah,
Because I don't get the saltfish boneless.
you don't
I
get it.
buy it and just clean it up myself. Yeah.
All right,
I
okay.
don't buy the boneless one because I noticed one time I did buy it years ago. And when I was cooking it, it was curling up. Saltfish don't curl up.
No,
You know what I mean? Let me just throw the whole pot.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
I noticed that, and a few people have said the same thing. The boneless Unless you know which one to get, which I don't even
Yeah.
bother get none of them. I just get it.
Yeah.
The one that we grew up on, the one with the blue. I think it's Island something. The one with the blue, and the
blue
green.
cover,
They got
yeah.
one blue colouring and one green colouring one.
They got a Captain Morgan as well. Not Captain Cook.
Captain, yeah.
Captain Cook,
Can't
not
remember
Captain
which
Morgan.
name it is,
Yeah.
but there's one with the blue pack or the
Captain Cook.
green pack, and it still comes. But in Croydon, Thornton Heath, that's the thing. You can, because you still got the near Iceland in Thornton Heath. You still got that chap there, the Indian guy. He's there, and there's a little Jamaican man in there that cuts up all the yam and everything for you.
Mm.
So that he's expensive. He is expensive, but
Yeah,
people
well.
do shop there. And the good thing about it, he still does the Grace and the Duns River.
Right, yes.
So I find,
yes.
because I don't buy the Tropical Sun or whatever they call it. I don't buy that one. It's either Duns River or Grace.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones I buy.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Sawfish is nice. They got some nice pieces.
Yeah, I mean the
And
big
it's
thick
yeah.
saltfish, yeah.
Yeah, you have to soak it out and everything. But
Overnight.
Because I find when I was cooking the one that was bonus, this was years ago when I was living in Roehampton,
Yeah.
and sitting there curl up. I said, no man, I don't remember saltfish curling up when you're cooking it. I never grew up with saltfish curling up. I said, no man, that must have slipped.
That's just something else, isn't it?
Yeah, and I said, I threw everything away. I didn't even want the pot. I went out and bought a new pot. That's how bad it was. I'm telling you. It just never, and you know when you just get a feeling inside of you, and it's like,
Yeah, it's like,
no,
this is not right. Something is not
something
right there
ain't
somehow.
right, and I never ever bought it again.
So,
but I see
yeah,
people buy it, and
yeah.
I think, all I can think about is seeing it curling up. You know what I mean? The ends curling. Like, no man. So I think no, because it only snip, or curl up.
Yes, well, there's two more company who don't really stock anymore. Asda,
Yes, I know.
Sainsbury's.
Yeah, they
They stopped.
doing
They discontinued. All that discontinued.
Yeah.
It's too expensive. Yeah, because they're not selling.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
eventually we won't see any at all.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
so-
think they'll stop selling it. As I said, the shop that I go, there's one old London Road that I go to, a gentleman there that sells West Indian food. There's quite a few of them, but I only go to there's only two that I really use.
Yeah.
And, whenever I go there, I always get a nice, the food's fresh, the yam, them dasheen, I love my dasheen, And, everything looked nice and presentable, but a lot of the times I go into the other shops and I just have to turn around and come back out because all you're seeing is Tropical Sun. You're not seeing, like you're seeing Aki, in Tropical. Hell no. I don't want that. I'm sorry.
yeah.
No.
Well, you see, different companies in this.
It's not what I'm just used to. What I grew up on, yeah.
Yeah, different companies in this country, because they know that black people, they like so much different West Indian food, if you like, and they sort of copy the real thing.
Yeah.
And stuck it between the real thing.
Exactly, and what they do,
So-
I see some of them little shops I go in, and they're putting the Duns River and the Grace behind, and they put
Yeah.
all the Tropical Sun.
Yes.
I'm like, no,
So-
sometimes I'm in the shop, I'm like, on the things they look at.
You have to be very
Like,
careful.
No, I know what I want.
But-
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm old school. I still buy the things that I grew up on: Ovaltine and Milo and.
It's,
You
like,
know,
it's years
Yeah,
since
that's it.
since
we
I
still
touched
buy them,
that.
man, and,
Yeah,
sometimes
so-
you just fancy a little Milo, and Ovaltine brings back
Yeah.
little memories, And Horlicks, oh my God, I love Horlicks.
Yeah, well, all those things I don't have them for years.
And I still use condensed milk.
I use condensed
I
milk.
use Coronation milk, and I can't help but they're like some people say, oh, why are you bothering to use them milk? No, man, that's what I grew up on. And you
Yeah.
can use a condensed milk, and you can make your little Guinness punch, and all. Yeah, I've always liked to have
Porridge,
a couple
you
of,
can put that.
and in a porridge as well.
Condensed,
I may always have
yeah,
coconut milk,
yeah.
and yeah.
You know what? You know
I
what?
might make some honey corn porridge tomorrow.
Yeah. You know what tastes good? Nutrimint
Mhm.
and Guinness.
Oh yeah, I put
sweetened with
with
condensed.
condensed milk. Yeah, that's what I
That
put
tastes
in
good.
my one.
That
Yeah,
tastes good.
that is what I put
I'm
in
telling
my
you,
Guinness punch. Yeah,
it tastes good.
it
Yeah,
does.
yeah, it does. Yeah.
And a lot. I remember growing up, we used to have the condensed milk tin and drink out the milk. You know what I mean? Because it was so nice.
You support on bread.
We used to put it on bread.
Put on bread and spread, and it was so
Yeah,
nice. It
oh
was so
God,
nice. It
them
was so
today and
nice. You know,
pickle them
so.
don't know about them something there, you know.
No, those are our treat
Yeah.
as little chaps.
Yeah,
You know.
sometimes we never have jam, but we always had that
Oh,
sweet
yeah,
milk.
yeah.
I tell you, and
It's
oh
quite-
God, when you put it on the bread and foil
Yeah,
it.
yeah. There's quite a lot of things what we enjoy back home as a child. We don't really get it here.
Innit? Remember,
if
me
we-
did have, there was
So-
the road that we used to live on, Padfield Road. It's a little bit of a joke now. We used to live on Padfield Road in Brixton, just off Milkwood Road.
Yeah.
There was
yeah.
a road. I think that road's still there, you know. And there was this little boy used to live, and he used to always say, "Oh, can we have some condensed milk and bread?" And me tell the little boy is to foil the bread, spread the sweet milk,
Yeah,
foil it
yeah,
over, and
yeah,
roll it
roll
up
it,
in a swish
yeah.
roll, and him up in him mouth wide, and shove the whole.
You're joking. Oh my lord.
Shove the whole thing in his mouth. I tell you, that's how much it sweet him. But yeah, those were the days, you know.
Those are good old days. And,
Yeah.
we never have
But-
those things again.
No, we won't.
Well-
But you know, we just have to I mean, nowadays it's, you know, we can still have those sweet little pleasures, you know, like you say,
Yeah.
you like your Nutriment and your
Yeah,
Guinness.
yeah.
Because I put the Nutriment, the Guinness, and sometimes I put put my vanilla and all
And
them little
nutmeg
something and
and-
nutmeg,
Yeah.
you know. And a lot of the time, I'm going to have to make some of that. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, well, yes.
Because when I make my Irish mash, sorrel and all them something there, you know. Can I make them? People say to me, who teach you to make them? But that's how that's how I was brought up. I had to do these things. And then when I lost my mum, it just continued, you know.
Well, yeah. But that is what you know. And you enjoy those things. So therefore, yeah, I continue to do it.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah,
you know,
for
I
real.
do a lot
For
of stuff
real.
as well. You know, I don't really go to the supermarket and buy artificial stuff like the drinks and all the rest of it, because any drinks you buy in the shops is 95% water,
Well,
if you
this
like,
is it, yeah.
and the rest
yeah.
is just sweet now,
Yeah.
you know. But if I say go out the road and get me a few beetroots and all the rest of it and make me beetroot drink, and that is good for you, you know, it's like you're taking,
Beetroot and ginger's really nice.
yes, beetroot and ginger. You can make a couple small bottles and they put in the fridge,
Yeah.
and then you can take a snap every morning.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know.
Yeah.
So beetroot is very good for you, very good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so
There's so
and-
many. That's why it's good to, because I eat a lot of vegetables, because I tend to do smoothies as well. So I'll put some of vegetables within the smoothies, and oh my goodness, and I'll make up little bottles as well and put down, and that's the little shot in the morning.
yeah,
And I also use honey with I bought some natural honey, which has got turmeric in it and ginger.
turmeric, yeah.
And and it's the natural raw honey, and add a little bit of that to it, for the turmeric. And the thing is, it's only now I'm hearing turmeric here and there. We grew up on that.
Oh yeah, oh
you know,
yeah,
we grew up on turmeric, ginger, all these things that they're making it. They're calling superfoods.
Yeah,
We were eating those
a long time
a
ago,
long time ago.
and even today, I still drink turmeric every morning. My tea, every morning. And again, Lady J, I always sweeten it a bit with condensed milk.
Okay, yeah.
You know, and that,
Yeah, we used
me-
to have. Yeah, we grew up on that. with
Yeah,
the-
yeah,
with
so
the condensed milk.
it's
yeah.
only now. Some time ago they reckon turmeric is good for you.
Yeah,
You know, can
well, this is it.
do a lot of
yeah.
things, and if you do research on it, it will show you
got
what
A lot of properties.
yeah. But again, anything they do, then obviously, they always make things extra for you to buy things. So
Yeah,
really, if we get any benefits from turmeric, if I get any benefit from it, well, I don't really see it, but the body,
Yeah,
you
well,
know,
this is it.
absorbing the body.
Mm-hmm,
So it's good to have
Yeah.
natural stuff.
Yeah,
To be
there's
honest with you.
so
So-
many things. There's a video going around at the moment of a young lady. I have to say young lady because she looks about 25, and
Yeah.
this woman is 70,
Well, there you go. Well, there you
70,
go.
and she looks so good. And it's pure healthy stuff, you know.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
you know, that's what you got to do. You have to eat healthy. You've got to make sure because I drink, as I said, I buy a lot of vegetables and that, and because I use them in my smoothies, spinach,
Yeah.
celery, everything.
Everything
You know,
fresh.
even sometimes
yeah.
chop up some little onion and thing and put in at the smoothie. You know, pepper, cayenne pepper, and them.
Yeah.
And it gives you, you know, ginger and mix that. Oh my God, I love my smoothies.
Yeah, but nowadays you find that the youngsters, especially youngsters who born in this country, they don't really know anything about these things. All they
Yeah,
know
some
about
of them
is
do. Some of them do. I think it's
McDonald's.
half and half. Yeah.
Yeah, McDonald's and
Yeah.
KFC.
But there are a lot of them that are eating healthy as well.
Yeah.
There are a lot, but
Yeah.
I suppose you don't see them, you know. But when you look on social media, because I'm on social media all the time, and so many things I see regarding young people, and a lot of them are doing some good stuff.
Mm.
You've got a lot of little young entrepreneurs as well that have started up their own
Yes,
business.
yes.
You
Yeah, I know
know,
that. I know
You
that.
know,
yeah.
one of my little cousins, he left school the other day, and he's been doing his little business for years. He makes candles, and he's been doing it doing it at school, and he used to sell little candles at school, scented candles. So now it's it's going to be taken off.
He's taking off now.
So yeah.
So he get more traffic in.
He's because he's been selling them privately. So now he wants to he says he doesn't want to. He wants to take a gap year.
Oh,
He wants to take a year out to try and focus on, because he can see something picking up there. So he wants to try and focus on that, and then go to college. So yeah. So I said, well, it's up to you. You know what I mean? It's up to you.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not
So
saying
can't you go college and do it at the same
exactly,
time?
exactly.
And
You know,
he
because
says because depending on what course, whereas courses, most of the kids have got their courses by now. I mean, they can still get on courses, but it depends on what course they want to do. And some of the time they may have to wait to see if anyone falls out,
yeah,
decides that they want to change the course.
yeah,
So they may be lucky that way, but by now, all the kids should have had their
results.
well, they should have results are coming up soon, or they should be. I think they're yesterday, Friday, or this week. I can't remember, but they should have. They know by now what college they're going to,
Yeah, yeah.
because we sit with them, especially the SEN ones, even the well-abled ones at school. We sit with them and go through colleges, make sure what course they want to do. So they have the careers. We still have the careers. So they'll go and see the careers officer. That we also work with them as well within the SEN department regarding the SEN students. Make sure that they do got on a college course. Some of them may need to just do, maybe not go every day. Some of them may just be going maybe 3 times a week, 2 times a week, depending on what course they're doing and their brain capacity of how much they can take, because some of them may need to just study at home as well.
Right.
So they'll be able to access the college online, as you know. So depending on depending on their capacity and their ability, because some of them do struggle, and even though they're left school now, and quite a few of them are quite worried because they're going out into the big wide world now.
Yeah, well,
So they're
worrying,
a little bit nervous.
yeah, well, worrying is not going to make things any better.
Well, I mean, they're human, aren't they?
because
No, I wouldn't say worry. I would say more nervous. They're nervous, but they're getting on with it because a lot of them have chosen the college they want to go to.
Right.
They've chosen the course that they want to do, and they know where they're at. So they're quite up to the time with things.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, so by now they should all have chosen a college course. Some of them may still be hearing whether they're going to start in September. So hopefully everything goes smoothly.
But when they do go to college, I mean, how long does the college course last?
Well, it depends
you're
what
talking
course
about,
they're doing.
right?
Depends on the course.
So,
I mean, it
but
depends
two,
what
two,
course
3
they're
years.
doing. It could be a year, it could be 2 years, it could be 3 years. It
Yeah.
depends.
Yeah.
Because then they'll go, if they decide that they want to go to university, so some of them may take a gap year, and some of them may decide that they just go straight through into university. Because we've also got some students that were year 11 that have just left. They're now going into the sixth form. So we have sixth form that takes them right up to year 13. So they can leave from year 13 and go straight to university.
Yeah, well, that sounds easy enough. Go to university, but we know that going to university is a lot of expense.
Yeah, but they get a grant. Remember, the government gives them a grant.
Yeah, but they have to pay back, don't they?
You only pay it back if you're earning a certain amount, and you may never earn that certain amount. Do you know what I mean?
It's like putting a rope around your neck, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, not really. I mean, it's good that they're going to college because it's better than them sitting at home.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying.
Nothing.
I'm not saying that it's not good going to university, but I'm thinking about the cost and everything because.
Yeah, but you can't avoid that, can you?
I know you can't, but I mean, if they have to pay back, when they do qualified from university and manage to get a job and everything like that, that means the wages what they get, they have to.
No, they don't have to pay it back, and only if they're earning. I'd have to look that up. It only depends on the amount they're earning. If they're earning above, I'm just saying this from the top of my head. If they're earning above 30,000, then they have to pay it back. Most jobs at the moment are still on that little, like Sainsbury's, Tesco's, whatever. They're still on that that bracket where
Some is a
They've
minimum wage.
yeah. So they're still on the minimum wage. Some of them have got a pay rise. Like us teachers, we got the pay rise. But it's still not what we wanted. We want more, but at the end of the day, something's better than nothing. So what happens is they backdate it from April up until whenever they release it to us. And you've got to be earning a certain amount. I think it's over 30,000 you've got to be earning before they can start taking back their loan or if they get a grant, where most of the SEN kids will get a grant because they're already still in the system. So they still get government funding because they're still in the system. Do you see what I mean? So they won't need to actually go out there and get a grant because the government is still funding them because they're SEN.
Well, even then,
and they don't have to pay that back.
Yeah, but even then, if they do get qualified from university and they manage to be earning over £30,000 a year, that means at that stage the prices will go up, everything else will go up, and these days people to find place to live is private places. And it's quite expensive and everything.
Yeah, but they're gonna still do it, innit?
And if
you want to live somewhere, you're gonna still go private if you ain't got no choice. No option. I mean, at the moment, there's so many people living on the streets because they can't afford their property.
Yeah, I know.
But some of them that are on the streets, there's a lot of it to do with mental health as well.
Yes.
You still have the occasional one that lost their property, but then there has to be something chemically imbalanced for them to know that they're losing their property. You're not talking to the council, you're not talking to anyone, you're just sitting there until the eviction date comes and then you get kicked out. I still think that there's some sort of mental breakdown, not so much of a breakdown, but a minor chemical imbalance why they didn't get up. Because I speak to people all the time, and sometimes I hear people say, "Oh, they got evicted." And I think, how did you get evicted? Especially if it's like my age group. I'm thinking at my age group, how How have you got evicted? What was it you were doing? Were you mixed up in something? Because some people lose their property because of maybe stuff that they're mixed up in. You know, it could be drugs or whatever, right? They could lose their property because of that, because they're on drugs. So all the money that they're getting on their benefits, they're not paying the rent. They're buying drugs with it. So they end up losing their property because they haven't paid the rent. Because I think depending on how much they're getting, I know some people get the full the rent paid. They get the council tax, the housing benefit. But at the same time, there's people that still lose their property because they're on drugs or they're alcoholic, because they're obviously not paying something. So they've ended up losing their property and they're on the streets and they're in, you know, sleeping in shop. It could be anything, you know, it could be anything that causes them to
I
lose
say
it.
the most important thing you can have in this world is a roof over your head. That's very important indeed.
That's what I'm saying. It's got to be some sort of a chemical imbalance.
Yeah.
To make someone know that they've been getting letters from the council to say, you need to pay your rent or we're going to start eviction procedures.
But yeah, when that happens, then obviously if that person, imbalance, you said, if that person got the right, sense to know that the place where they live are in danger, they're going to lose it.
Well, this is it. But why wait until it gets to that? Why wait until it gets to...
Well, even then, they can go back.
From the time when they get the letter to say that, listen, you owe rent, the rent hasn't been paid, you're in X amount of rent arrears, contact them.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Contact them straight away. As soon as you see that letter, guys, contact them and make some arrangements, because the council will always help you. Contact them and let them know that, listen, this is what I'm doing. I'm not working, or I'm working, and this is how much I get. From you give them the breakdown. From there, you contact them. You can work it out. But why I say there may be a chemical imbalance is because they get that letter. They sit on that letter. Remember, they send out them letters all 6 weeks. You're getting them letters, you know. I think it runs for about four, and then they tell you that they're going to start eviction procedures.
Well, you see some people get those letters, the way they worry, they don't even open your letter to see what's going on.
That's what I'm saying. So it's got to be a chemical imbalance in a person's brain to see that you're getting a letter to say that you're going to get kicked out of your place. Because the minute I see a letter for something, I go, Lord God, I'm phoning them. What is this about? I'm going to let them know this is my position. Work with them.
No, that's the best thing to do.
Yeah,
that's the best thing to do, you know.
Because then they can help you. They can say, all right then, what can you afford to pay? Or we can do, this is what we'll set it at. You'll have to pay X amount. And if you got mouth to say, well, that's a bit too much, can you make it a bit smaller than that? They can either say yes or no. But the majority of the time, they're going to say yes.
Yes, because
they want to work with you.
Yeah.
And they want you to work with them, because at least you're communicating with them, and you're keeping up to the time. And any little letters you get, any little phone calls, at least any little letters that come back after that, because sometimes they'll still come out.
Yeah.
They may, 1 and 2 might still get through. And you contact them again and say, listen, we made an arrangement. What's happened? I haven't received confirmation of the agreement that we agreed. So you must always, guys, if you're in rent arrears and you get that letter, try and get that confirmation letter from your housing officer, letting you know that the arrangements have been set. So if you do get the odd little call, because other people, agents do work in that department,
same circle,
so they may, give you a call or send out another letter. As soon as you get the letter, contact them straight away. I've seen people get evicted, and I think, what were you doing? Why? You could have stopped this, because you can stop it. Even when it gets to the stage when you have, when you get the eviction notice and it's time to go to court. Even when you go to court, you can still make an arrangement.
Oh, yes, because they always have someone outside the court, like a solicitor, and they always stop you outside and ask you what you want to do.
Yeah,
If you want to make some
or you
sort
can
of
get your own solicitor.
before you go in
before
to
you
the
go.
court.
Well, you can get your own solicitor
Yeah.
to let them know. Listen, I've got this eviction letter, and they can start, building the case for you.
Mm.
So if you want to bring, you can have your own solicitor, or you can have a solicitor from them.
Yes.
So sometime if you've got your own solicitor, at least say you've been sitting down and
Yeah,
working with them,
yeah.
and they can talk for you because they've been getting to know you.
Exactly. Before you
know?
go into court, they ask you what you want to do. If you want to make a settlement there and then, or you want to go into court. No, it's your choice. Yeah. You can say, well, I got to make a settlement outside the court.
Well,
And
some
that
people say,
carries.
well, I can't do it.
So-
I'll go and talk to the judge.
Well,
and
that's
even
the
when
wrong- that's wrong
no,
move.
no, it's not a wrong move, Almac. It's not the wrong move, because once they've even spoken to the judge, and it's your time now to prove yourself. You've got to sell yourself to say what happened, why you're homeless. A lot of people, as I said, people may be homeless for. It could be a person in a violent relationship.
Yeah, situation, yeah.
It could be a person that has got mental health issues. It could be anything that's causing them to not read this letter or throw the letter aside, and some suicidal, anything. But even when it goes to court, because I've been there with someone who was going to be evicted, so that's why me know me at top. Well, they were going to be evicted, and they were able to talk to the judge. And once they spoke to the judge, and they made agreements and everything. This is what I can afford to pay. This is what I was going through. And yeah, they were lucky to keep the place.
Yeah, well.
But then it was like a warning that if they get into arrears again, that's it.
Yeah.
So, even when it gets to court, as long as you've been working alongside the
authorities,
a solicitor,
yeah.
so you can work with them, they can build your case with you, you're getting to know them, they're getting to know you, up until when your court case come, they're there with you. So they can talk for you. You can also talk for yourself as well, but they can put the case forward. And yeah, I've seen a few people, it's gone to court and they managed to keep their place. Some of them, they haven't managed, but
yes, okay.
It can be done.
So what we're saying, the time?
Yeah, what is the time? Oh, guys, wow, time sure does fly, doesn't it? Guys, we've come to the end of my show. I hope you enjoyed it. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Guys, London Hot Radio family, and a big up on herself. Thank you so much for tuning in. Almac, thank you so much for joining me. DJ Sim,
thank
big up
you for
yourself.
having me, Lady J.
You're very welcome.
Quick pop quiz before we go, yeah? Where's turmeric from? Reply in the comments. Peace out.
London Hot
Okay,
Radio.
that guy.